Hola, hola mi gente, welcome back to my channel. I am XO Joe. Today I'm gonna show you the haul I got for Black Friday weekend. I may have gotten out of hand. You can see we definitely have a big stack to get through today. All of the books I'm unboxing today I have not read. They all started coming in this week, so I just have this stack here with me and we're just gonna go through it. My haul includes special editions and also a book subscription box that we're going to unbox today. So the first book is A Dowry of Blood. This is a signed edition with Barnes & Nobles. It was highly recommended by someone I trust on Bookstagram, and it's a Dracula story. Now this book has a lot of trigger warnings. I appreciate that the author wrote all of those down in the beginning. So the trigger warnings for this book are emotional, verbal, and physical intimate partner abuse, gaslighting, war, famine, and the plague, blood and gore, consensual sexual content, sadomasochism, self-harm, body horror, violence and murder, alcohol use, depression, and mania. It also contains brief references to sexual assault not directed at any named character, drug use, and drowning. So this book I heard is so good. It's a Dracula retelling. It's actually the first bride of Dracula, who she loves so much, but she starts to realize that her beloved is more evil than she realized. I was skimming through the book to read some lines, and it just seems so interesting because they hop from place to place at different points in history. I love when a story has a mix of history in there, and I love to see how fictional characters work in our world and different time periods and everything, but it just sounded so good. I wanted to dive into this book right away, but you know, there's some arcs I have to get through, and there's also a buddy read I'm doing, so I can't get to this quite yet. But you can see it's actually like pretty thin. I don't think it'll be a long read. Some people on Booksta said that they consumed it all in one sitting because it was that good. When I took the dust jacket off, I realized that the book actually has a beautiful quote in the front, and like I said, it's signed. It's signed in silver, so I can't show you on camera because the light reflects off of it, so it looks like there's nothing, but it's definitely signed. This is also going to be a very different read for me. It might end up being featured in my Unexpected Reads series. I really am excited for this book. The next book is actually a box set. It is The Book of Tea. So this is the Barnes & Noble's exclusive edition box set. I just thought it was absolutely stunning. So this is the box set in front. You can see it still has the wrapping, that's why it's so shiny. So we're gonna open that together. So beautiful in the front. Of course, the cover was super beautiful to me and it attracted me, but when I read the premise, it just sounded so good. I also briefly read some reviews on Goodreads, and a lot of people said that the magic just feels so unique because it's based off of tea and all these different elements. So I am really excited to read it. This is the actual box that it comes inside for the Book of Tea. This is the first book. It's called A Magic Steeped in Poison. So it focuses on Ning, who poisoned her own mom by accident. So now that same poisonous tea that she brewed wants to take her sister's life. There's a competition where you can actually call Shenongshi, I think is how you pronounce it. So the Shenongshi is the most powerful tea maker. She's hoping to win this competition to call the Shenongshi to save her sister. So it has a ton of elements I know I like. It has a tournament trope. Gonna give the whole I do this for my sister trope another shot because the last two were actually kind of disappointing for me. And it has a unique touch of magic as well. The second book in the box is the sequel, and it's called A Venom Dark and Sweet. This one focuses on the banished prince and the overlap with Ning. I did not read everything else because I didn't want to be spoiled, and I actually saw this book first. I just thought the cover was absolutely gorgeous and it sounds so good, so I'm excited to read it. So let me show you this one, and this is the first book. It's so pretty. When we take off the dust jacket, it's actually completely pink. It has a little tea kettle on the front. It has the title on the spine. The inside has this beautiful work of art, and the back is the same art. Hooray, more pink books. I don't really see pink books except for Cake Eater was the only other one I saw that was actually pink. Not that I love pink, I just don't really see pink books. Let's take a closer look at A Venom Dark and Sweet. So we take off the dust jacket. It's also pink, but it has a sword in the front. And again, with the title. The inside has this really cool art. It is so cool. I just love when people really fill out the end pages with so much color and, you know, with so much graphic. I'm so excited. I actually had no idea what these look like inside, but even if it wasn't super different on the inside, I just think these covers are gorgeous. This one is still in its packaging, so we're gonna open it. Just gonna toss that. I am so excited about this one. Who here watching knows the Spy Kids? Hands? Hands? I loved Spy Kids growing up. My cousin and I would like rewatch over and over, and since they were siblings, we would pretend that I was Carmen and he was Junie. And thinking back, it was just so cool to see Latin characters up there as well. And one of my favorite characters was actually Machete, who's the uncle in Spy Kids, and he's just so cool. And when I was browsing around for Black Friday, I actually saw that Danny Trejo has a memoir. This year I decided to try a celebrity memoir, and I read Jeanette McCurdy's I'm Glad My Mom Died. If you're curious, I made a video all about that memoir, and so I decided I wanted to try other memoirs as well, and I saw that Danny Trejo actually released his memoir. So it's called Trejo, My Life of Crime, Redemption, and Hollywood. I did see some reviews for this on Goodreads, and people were just raving about it, just how honest he is in this and that he shares so much. He also appears in so many other movies, like I can't even name them all, but I just love his character. He always just seemed like himself on film, like he wasn't trying to put on this persona or get typecasted. I am so excited to dive into this book, and I'll let you all know what I think. This next book was suggested by a friend, and I've heard this author's name thrown around a lot before, so when I saw it in the store for Black Friday, I was like, I have to pick this up. It just looks so good, and the cover is beautiful, and that is Wild is the Witch. This is a signed edition from Barnes & Nobles when they had their Black Friday signed editions go on sale. When you take the dust jacket off, look at this naked book. It is absolutely beautiful. It's completely covered in all these gorgeous lavender purple colors. It's so beautiful. Inside, the end pages are a beautiful blue. She signed it here. I think it's really cool that she decided to sign it on the dark page, and so it adds a little flair. This is supposed to be like a dark romance where Iris is trying to hide her magic, and so she goes up to Washington where she works at a refuge with her mom. But in that refuge, she has to work alongside witch-hating Pike. And when he finally hits her last nerve, she decides to conjure up an awful curse for him. Unfortunately, before she can cast it, this owl swoops in, steals her curse, and now they both have to team up to find this owl, because if the owl dies and releases this curse, it's going to affect everyone in the region. It's a very different read for me. It's also a dark romance. It's also enemies to lovers, and that's not something I normally go for. Hopefully this book is also featured in Unexpected Read series because I end up loving it. Okay, little story with the next two. I'm actually so surprised I found these in store, because online and everywhere else they are sold out, and I've been eyeing it for a little bit, but when I finally saw these in store and read the premise one more time, I was sold. I was like, you know what, I need to try a little bit more romance, and that is Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After. And look at these beautiful versions. They are the Barnes & Noble's exclusive editions, and one of them is signed. Once Upon a Broken Heart focuses on Evangeline, who really wants to marry the love of her life and finds out that he's marrying someone else. So she summons the Prince of Hearts and makes a deal with him to marry the love of her life. Of course, this deal doesn't turn out the way she wants it to, and that's the main story we go through here. This is a sequel. I didn't go into the sequel because I don't want any spoilers. I just got it anyway because I love a matching set. So little story with this author. I read Caraval by Stephanie Garber when she first released it, and I absolutely loved it. Unfortunately, the rest of the series just didn't meet my expectations. It felt like it dragged a little bit. I wasn't really surprised. I didn't love the writing style, but recently I skimmed her series one more time. I was like, you know what? I think I am ready for different characters and to dive back into this world, because this series does spin off of the first world she made from Caraval. But this just sounded so good. I didn't realize that this book was about a deal. I just love striking a deal trope. Once Upon a Time, the TV show, has Rumpelstiltskin, and I hated everything he did, but I also loved it because he was just such a genius and amazing character. So I am excited to see what happens with the deal that the Prince of Hearts makes in this series. Once Upon a Broken Heart is a pink edition. The front actually has a quote and everything. It's so pretty. Inside just has, you know, the same pink end pages. The Ballad of Never After I actually found in purple. It makes such a beautiful complement. It is a signed edition. When you take off the dust jacket, it also has a quote in the front and everything. I'm trying to tilt it this way because the light just catches too much on it. Well, this one is actually all white. The quote is in like a pink, and the inside is signed by her. And that's it for the book only haul I did. The last part of our haul is actually unboxing a book subscription box from Owlcrate. I've bought from Owlcrate in the past. I just haven't subbed to them in a long time because, like I mentioned in a previous video, I found out that I don't really like surprises. I was waiting for them to have a sale because they were going to put all of their boxes 50% off, and I had my eye on the October box because that cover looks stunning. So we're gonna open it and I'm gonna show you what this box has. And there it is. Whoa. I honestly love everything Owlcrate does. I think you get a pretty good deal for, you know, everything they put in there. They always let you know what the theme is. They always like put a description of every item you get in here, so you know who made it, what it is, what fandom it belongs to if you're unsure, because they do a mix of fandoms in their boxes. So the first item we have is our literary luggage. I remember them doing a special edition pin for every single box, and I think this year they did luggage shaped pins. And here it is. This is actually a Gallant inspired pin. The next item we have, I actually saw on Owlcrate's Instagram, so I know exactly what it is because of them. It's a glasses holder, which is cool. It has a quote. It says, "You can justify anything if you do it poetically enough." Can't imagine telling that, like saying that at court or something. This one is inspired by If We Were Villains. So it's really cool. I think I might use it, especially if I'm traveling around. I wear contacts, so I have my pair of glasses, and I think this is a pretty cool box. The next item is a Zodiac Academy ID card case. I haven't read the Zodiac Academy, and I don't think I will. I think I would totally use this for my luggage, like when I'm traveling instead, and just put my information in here because it's pretty sturdy. It says Alexandrian Society in the front. So this is the Atlas 6 inspired bento box. I love bento boxes. They look so freaking cool. Inside it has some utensils. They all have different designs on them. And of course it comes with the strap so you can close it in. I forgot that Owlcrate's actually doing a classic collection that they'll throw in to some of their boxes, and I got The Secret Garden. I used to love this book. I actually watched the movie so many times with my dad. Yeah, it's a paperback version of The Secret Garden. The box also comes with this beautiful wooden bookmark. It looks like this is inspired by A Lesson in Vengeance and the Secret History. It's so pretty. It has the little candle, kind of like mine melting in the background right now. The other side has a pillar. And the moment I've been waiting for, a copy of The Whispering Dark. It is so freaking beautiful. It's still wrapped up and everything, so let's unwrap it. I'm like really bad at unwrapping stuff, like I don't care. So here it is, The Whispering Dark. It is so beautiful. I will show you the original cover right here. Continues on the back. The edges are just normal edges. Let's see what it looks like naked. Oh my gosh, look. Sorry for the glare. It has all this beautiful art in the front. It even has art on the back. The inside has beautiful end pages. Of course, every Owlcrate edition is signed. It looks like this also has a reversible dust jacket. So here's the jacket. This is a dark academia book. It focuses on a character named Delaney who goes to a prestigious school that teaches people how to go in between parallel worlds. However, she is deaf and soon runs into pretty awful treatment amongst her professors and isn't really given equal opportunity within the school. There's our second character, Colton, who died when he was 9. And Delaney and Colton run into each other, but Colton's trying to keep away from her and Delaney is too. But when a student is found dead on campus, they end up teaming up to figure out what's going on. Because of course, dark academia students have to die. This is gonna be my first true dark academia novel, so again, an unexpected read for me. I hope I love it. It has so much disability representation and diversity. I'm really excited to read different characters. And that's my haul, you guys. I hope some of these end up in unexpected reads because I really tried to venture out there while also buying gorgeous editions, of course. I genuinely want to start picking off this stack right now, but I'm trying to finish, like I said, some arcs and some buddy reads first. It may have gotten out of hand, but no regrets. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!